Today is the third Sunday of Ordinary Time, Cycle C. In 586 BC, the Babylonians defeated the Jews and destroyed the city of Jerusalem and the temple that Solomon had built. For 70 years, the city remained in ruins until Cyrus of Persia took over the Babylonian Empire. Cyrus allowed Nehemiah, a Jewish administrator in his kingdom, to return with Ezra the priest and others exiles to rebuild Jerusalem and the temple. He even gave them materials and money. However, Nehemiah and Ezra knew that the physical reconstruction had to be accompanied by the spiritual rebuilding. Something I hope the people of California recognize. After finding a book of the law of Moses while cleaning the ruined temple, they built a platform and had the book, the law, read to all of the adults and older children. The people wept when they heard the law because they realized that it was their sins and disobedience that brought them to ruin and misery. Do we need ruin and misery to bring us to our realization of our sinfulness? The stories of people who overcome great odds and challenges to be successful rarely mention their faith. Usually it is their faith, their belief that with God all things are possible, that allow them to persevere even when the situation appeared hopeless. In your home, if your home is built on the rock of Christ, it will withstand the many adversities of life. Death of a loved one, severe illness, bankruptcy, and heartbreak. Recovery from a tragedy starts with the rebuilding of our spiritual life. When Jesus visited Nazareth, he went to the synagogue and read the scroll of Isaiah. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor. He sent me to proclaim liberty to captives and recovery of sight to the blind. Let the oppressed go free and proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord. He deliberately omits the last line of Isaiah's quotation, which can be translated as to declare a day of vengeance or retribution, because Jesus is non-violent. He also said that the scripture that they had just heard had been completed today by him. Jesus uses Isaiah's quote as his mission statement, which becomes our mission statement. It is our responsibility to help the poor, the oppressed, and the sick, and to open the eyes of those blinded by prejudice and hate. Who is our brother? Who is our sister? At Christmas, we had to decide who we're going to give Christmas gifts. It was usually blood family, family by marriage, and friends who were generous to us. Jesus, however, tells us that a brother or sister is anyone who does the will of God. The Archbishop Charity is how we collectively reach out to the needs of our brothers and sisters in the Archdiocese. According to the Bible, your responsibility is to tithe 10% of your gross household income to those in need. Please considering giving 2%, that's all I'm asking, of your gross household income to the ABCD charity and 3% to your parish. It will be your responsibility to decide who can receive the other 5%. For Catholics, charity is not an option, but a responsibility. Please be generous. God will bless you abundantly when you make a sacrifice. When you make a sacrifice.